All right, so you go in to do this How Not to Diet. What were some of the big things that started materializing as you're gelling and getting all this stuff? And again, you're underground, literally and figuratively. And I know because I reached out to you last year to actually do a Skype call for our documentary, and you said no, and it hurt my feelings. But I thought he's writing another big book, and people should also know that you donate the profits of your book to charity. I mean, that's a big deal.
No.
That's a lot of money for your last book.
Well, no, I mean, but it's so important for so many reasons. I mean, so it was Nathan Pritikin saving my grandmother. I want to do for everyone's family what Pritikin did for my family. I mean, that's really what the motivation is. Yet there's this corrupting commercial influence in science in general, medicine and nutrition particularly. I didn't want to just get lumped in. So even if you're not selling some brand of snake oil supplements or foods, the fact that you're selling your book, you're selling your, then I didn't want to get, you're only telling people to eat X, Y, and Z because you want to sell a book telling people this X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to have that conflict, even that perceived conflict of interest. Yeah. So it's like I'm doing this because I'm a physician and I care about people and I want people to live long, healthy lives, period, full stop. And that was very important to me.
Where does that money go?
So it's all, I don't even see, it's not that I donated to charity, it's in the book contract that it never comes to me, period. And so it goes to a donor advised fund and then, whatever, and then can go to any 501c3.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's kind of limited to U.S. nonprofits, but often you can find kind of U.S. affiliates elsewhere if you want to donate money around the world.
And there must be a chunk of change if you're selling 750,000 copies of books.
Even the advance for the new book, it was $1.5 million.
And it goes into charity.
All charity.
It's crazy.
And then the royalties too. I mean, everything. Every penny.
It's a lot of money. You mentioned Nathan and your grandmother. Can we tell that story really quickly, just to give people some context? Because I mean, it's important for them to know that there is a personal side of you that motivates you. It's not.
Well, this is how I came up. I mean, I would like to think, well, I'm just a scientist and I just found the science, right? But I mean, what drew me to even look into this was a story of my grandmother growing up. My dad's mom, who I was just a kid when she was sent home in a wheelchair with end-stage heart disease to die.
Wow. Where'd you grow up and what year was this?
So this is in the 70s. Okay. I was like 9 years old. She was living in Miami, and her life was over. She already had so many bypass surgeries. She basically run out of plumbing at some point. You get so scarred up inside, you can't even go back in. And so there's nothing more the medical profession would do, send her home to die, age 65, right? And then on 60 Minutes, there was a story about this guy, Nathan Pritikin, who was starting this new clinic up in California, claiming he could reverse heart disease with diet, which the fact that heart disease reversal, period, was thought impossible. I mean, it's just thought you get worse, and you die. Like most people think of diabetes today. You get worse, and you die. And then he came out and said, no, we can actually reverse heart disease, open up arteries without drugs, without surgery. Come to my clinic, I'll show you how to do it.
And this is 70s, 80s when he said this?
Late 70s.
Late 70s, okay.
Started to open the clinic. And so my
60 Minutes, by the way, so people know, that was the only way you could hear about things back then. I mean, that was kind of the internet. That and Oprah.
Right. That was the big, right.
Especially for new ideas. You wouldn't hear that on the news.
And so somehow she made the cross-country trek in her condition to become one of his first patients. She's actually featured in Pritikin's biography called The Man Who Heals America's Heart. It talks about Frances Greger, describing her as one of the death's door people, where they wheeled her in and she walked out. In fact, within 3 weeks, she was walking 10 miles a day. She was given
3 weeks.
3 weeks. It was a graded exercise program along with plant-based diet, and she because although it may take months for the actual plaque to open up, you can get an immediate improvement in the function. Arterial function, even though the arterial structure improvement can take months. Okay. But within weeks, you can get 80-90% of angina gone. That crushing fast. Chest pain. That fast, meaning that could have happened a year before, 10 years before, and never happened to happen in the first place. Like your body wanted to be healthy, but you were stabbing it with a fork 3 times a day. And all you had to do is just stop the re-injuring and your body can heal on itself.
Right? Does it happen to anyone, or is it specific people have that reaction, or will most people have
most people. Most people.
Okay.
So Ornish's work showed that about 80% of people actually get that clinical reversal, and the earlier you can catch it, the better. But one of the things about medical training I learned that I think was one of the most kind of hopeful signs was that within 15 years of stopping smoking, your lung cancer risk approaches that of a lifelong non-smoker. Isn't that amazing? Your lungs can clear out all that tar, and eventually it's almost as if you never started smoking at all. Yeah. And every morning of our smoking life, that healing process starts to wham, first cigarette of the day, re-injuring our lungs with every puff, just like we can re-injure our arteries with every bite. When all we had to do all along, the miracle cure, is just stand back, stop re-damaging ourselves, and let our body's natural healing processes bring us back towards health. Right? Yeah. The human body is like a self-healing machine. We just have to stand back and let our body work its magic. Right?
Yeah, I've done that a bit with cigarettes, with alcohol, and then last year with plant-based, and yeah, it is amazing.
Amazing.